We are back with Greg, and I want to thank you guys for sending in your questions. He's here to answer them. The first one, right out of the gate, what makes a telephone hearing aid compatible? A lot of people actually ask that question.
Yeah, it is. There's some different types of systems that are available. You have M&T ratings, and you'll notice this anytime you go out and you get a new phone system. It'll have a telephone rating system. The M&Ts just tell us it has a telecoil, which means that it actually does a link with the phone when it's switched over to it. And some phones are more compatible. There's been some legislation that came down because there's so many different types of phone systems and so many different types of hearing aids to where they had to get a baseline on that. So you're looking for the highest M or T rated system. If you have problems with it past that point, because some people do, the hearing aids don't do all of it. Sometimes there's still understanding issues. There are other systems that are accessible, such as caption call, to where it has texting. Phone systems like CapTel, these are systems that are backed up by the government. It has funding through that to help people out through the American Disabilities Act. So there are nowadays, like we had discussed before, the Bluetooth links. Okay, so eventually I see everything being linked devices. But right now, if you're looking for something that works very good with the hearing aid itself, make sure that the hearing aid has either auto coil or it has a telecoil system to where you can switch it, or it automatically switches to match with the phone system. And a higher rated on M or T rating is the better way to go.
Why should I be concerned about hearing aid loss? Or hearing loss, I'm sorry.
Well, how do you like communicating with people? I mean, if you're a hermit, I guess it's not a major concern unless you're worried about the bear. All right.
It goes back to some of the questions were with iPods, putting the earbuds in. You know, is that something that I should be concerned with? Or, you know, we've talked about before working in the factory.
Yes.
Exactly how concerned should I be, I guess, would be a better way to...
Very much so, and it's hard to tell. You have a lot of, especially here in rural America, a lot of weapons fires, a lot of hardworking people, you know, factory farmers, all the rest of it, and you'll have people getting off or with the iPods, and I'm famous for that. Put it in, and I start off at about half volume. By the end of the day, I'm up to 3/4 or full volume, and I'm taking it off, and my ears are ringing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've done something wrong there. I've stimulated the nerves so much with concussive force that they're staying stimulated. And as time progresses, that's where you get the degradation in the nerve cells where you really hear at for nerve losses. So you need to be extremely concerned with that. Make sure that you're only getting up to certain decibel levels. And if you get into an area to where your ears are ringing, or you feel like you've got cotton in your ears after the fact, you've gone overboard.
A little too far.
Yeah, and you need to be careful with that.
You need to dial it back.
That's it.
You know, it kind of leads me into a question. You know, yesterday is a great example. It was 80 degrees outside. I rolled the windows down and the sunroof was open, and then all of a sudden I found myself, you know, cranking up that radio even louder. Is that something that should be a concern as well?
You need to watch that. You're going to run into more problems when you're trapped in the sound areas. Your body is naturally reflexive. It does. It'll do things to protect us we don't even know it's doing. And usually when they start getting tired of those sounds, they'll start turning them down a bit. It won't even know why. Hey, I just
your body's like, I've had enough.
But it's hard to tell. There are certain decibel levels that can cause damage. Easier or harder at different frequency levels. So you've got such as truck drivers who drive down the road, the windows are down, you've got a lot of extraneous noise coming in, pounding on their ears all the time. So unless you're carrying a decibel meter in the vehicle with you, it's going to be hard for you to tell. If you get to that point to where it's banging and your ears are ringing,
are just thumping along.
That's right, because you're going to instinctively, due to the physics of sound, you're going to turn things up when you have mixtures coming in, because it is harder to pick up the clarity of the sounds themselves. The power will override it, so you're going to, hey, I want to hear my song better. I want to,
this is a great song.
You got it. So it's just a matter of being aware of how loud that is and the after effects of, You know, I'm not
Yeah.
quite hearing as well as I was beforehand, and then after a while it clears up. You know that you've put too much sound
Sure.
in there. Okay.
Now, how often should I have a hearing test? Is there a gauge? Is there?
We suggested, the National Council on Aging used to have a listing
Mhm.
that said anybody over the age of 60, they like to see it done at least once a year. Under the age of 60, if you're not noticing any problems, have it checked every 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
and
really?
There's quick tone tests that can be done just to make sure that you've got a baseline as well. And you want that.
Mhm.
We go for physicals. Whenever we feel ill, we're sick,
Sure.
or just on a yearly basis to make sure there's no other problems going on. That's usually one of the things that's really not checked, but it's so simple to have done. It takes 15, 20 minutes of a person's time.
Sure.
Because they're not just looking for hearing loss. And if there's a hearing loss, something's caused it.
Mhm.
And it could be a physical issue going on that a person's not aware of, because there are slow growth issues that can come up. And these are the areas, and sometimes there's maybe understanding issues, and you want to find out why. You know, is it from a loss, or am I just so busy I'm not concentrating?
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
those areas. Okay.
What's the best way to protect hearing?
There are a lot of different ways to go about that. In all actuality, keep the volume down.
Sure.
Number one. All right.
Simple.
If you're
It sounds so easy.
it sounds so easy when you're out there, but you've got, look, I go out and I grab the lawnmower, I start mowing the lawn. Honestly, I should probably be wearing ear protection.
Mhm.
You know, if I'm going to be in environments firing weapons, if I'm going to be in really loud areas, you know, there's ear protection that you can get all the way from the little roll-ups that are made by EAR that you can put in your ear that'll have noise reduction ratings,
Sure.
usually 15 to 17 decibels. You can get custom-made ear protection that where you put them in. I'll have red-eye flighters, I call them, because they'll actually, on the planes, they take the red-eye flights all the time, doing business trips, and they wear custom-made ear
nice.
molds. Or if their husband or wife are snorers and it's an issue, they'll wear those. But then you also have people that I work with in the music field who use, they're basically musicians' plugs, to where you can actually get interchangeable
Really?
sound dampeners for different noise
Wow.
reduction ratings that they can utilize with their systems. You also have systems that are purely compression for your like professional or semi-professional skeet trap shooters, to where as soon as they fire a weapon, the system will completely shut it down.
Wow.
And then once that noise is done, it comes back up again. So it just depends on, like everything else, the lifestyle need, environmental needs for the person who's getting the ear protection. For me mowing the lawn, hey, just buying something in the store that's got, you know, poof, I can put it over my head, or just some roll-ups,
Sure.
are probably going to do fine. If I'm more sophisticated in the sound levels that I'm in, I might want something that has more flexibility to match up.
Sure. Again, you guys, there are so many questions that keep coming in. Keep them coming. I will ask him. We're going to go live inside of your place because there's so many things and so many questions that people have, and there's so many things that you offer that we cannot do these segments.
Yeah.
We'd be here for a full year. So we're going to dive in even more. Again, thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, my pleasure.
You guys keep those questions coming. He is gladly answering them because it is a topic that some people don't like to talk about or don't like to admit that, oh, this is happening to me.
That's it. And most people really, they don't know what they're missing.
Sure.
They've adapted.
How about some contact information?
Yeah, you can get a hold of us. 457-1553 is for our office. We're at 405 East Hoffer, located on the corner of Hoffer and South LaFountain. Very easy to find. Or you can go on to indianahearingaid.com. We do have information in there. The website's constantly being upgraded. So if you need to get a hold of us, if you have any questions yourself, if you wear hearing aids, if they have problems, if they're not sure what they're looking for, just give us, I'm more than happy to consult. It doesn't require popping in.
Absolutely. So check them out. Keep those questions coming, and we will catch you next time.